here I am on my way across my bridge to go to my Temple of Mental Health for my check-in for this week before I get started on my episode. And it just really makes me happy walking up to this and just seeing my angelic axolotls there and seeing all my foliage and how beautiful this temple is. And it lifts my spirits every time. So let's head in and we can check on how things are going this week. Okay, we're back with our cats. We're going to start again with perimenopause. Actually think it feels like my warmth issues and not necessarily hot flashes, just generally feeling way too warm and way too sweaty. I've ramped up a bit this week, but I don't think we've moved up to the next level, particularly because my sleep isn't doing that much worse. A little bit of trouble sleeping, but some of that's also just anxiety and some excitement about a trip that I'm going to be heading on in the next couple of days. In terms of my anxiety, I actually think that has come down a little bit this week, it's interesting because I kind of feel like my anxiety is at the same level, but part of it is excitement rather than anxiety. My body doesn't always necessarily know the difference between those two things. So I think we're gonna bring that one down a little bit because I'm feeling a little bit less like hiding under the bed with my cats this week. And in terms of my overall mental health, I think we're back down. You can see that it correlates a lot with my anxiety, but there definitely isn't enough chocolate in the world this week for some of the stuff that's been going on. But you know what? It actually hasn't been a bad week in any way. It's just been one of those weeks that's been a little bit challenging, and I did kind of want to address something because I look at this scale here and I'm like, okay, it looks like I should be, unable to get out of bed some days and things like that. And I just sort of wanted to address the fact that, even when my anxiety is ramped up, I do take medication for my anxiety and for my depression. So this is me still being able to be functional even at my highest levels of anxiety because I'm getting treatment for it. And I have found medication, not everybody likes medication, not everybody should necessarily be on medication, and you should always do it under supervision of a doctor, and I'm definitely not a health professional, so don't take advice from me except to go see a proper doctor. But for me, I found it to be a really helpful way of getting things under control while I do the other things I need to do, like going for walks when I need to and getting out and seeing friends instead of just sitting at home and watching TV or playing Minecraft by myself. Not that there's anything wrong with playing Minecraft by yourself. Anyways, but yeah, so it is one of those things where it's like, how is this person, feeling this anxious and still able to make YouTube videos and things like that? And that is because I am definitely getting treatment for this. Without that, this would all be a lot more. I would probably not be able to get out of bed some days. But fortunately, that's not where I'm at the moment, and that makes me happy. So for this episode, I'm actually going to get started on, first thing I'm going to do is breed up some adorable aquatic baby mobs. You can see the axolotls above me. I have collected some tropical fish to feed them so I can get some baby axolotls in my tank and feed them the golden dandelions. Very excited about that. I am actually going to go find the squid and the turtles as well and see those new baby mobs. I'm going to see if I can find a dolphin as well. You can't breed baby dolphins in Minecraft. I looked that up after the whole polar bear incident. But I can go see if I can find one and at least see it. So I'm gonna work on that first of all, and then I'm gonna get started on my courtyard, and I'll go into a little bit more about that later. But for now, let's go make some babies. Again, why do I phrase things that way? Let's go breed some babies with the mobs. Okay, I am in my axolotl tank, and I'm going to see if I can. Oh my goodness, I'm getting mobbed. I'm getting mobbed. It's a little bit. It's kind of like being overrun by pigeons or something like that. Anyways, I am going to see if I can get these guys. I'm going to start with the white ones, and I'm going to see if I can get a separate white one. Okay, there we go. And when they make a baby, I'm going to see if I can tag it. Where is it? Where is it? Did it make a baby? There it is. Oh, they are so cute. They're so tiny and cute. Right, there we go. You will now be baby forever. A little baby axolotl forever. Oh, they're so adorable. And now let's make a yellow one. Okay, if I can get here, yellow, there we go. Yellow, there we go. So I can kind of keep track of which babies have been given the flowers and which haven't. Wait a minute. Oh, yep, baby. Oh, there's a baby. Oh, that's cute. I love all the different color variations. I'm definitely going to need all. All right, let's go with brown now. Brown. Okay, it's hard to do. Brown. Okay, and brown. There we go. There we go. There's a little brown baby. Oh, I almost had it. There we go. There's our little brown baby forever. Okay, our little brown axolotl. All right, and here, so now we just need a pink baby. This one shouldn't be so hard. Pink. All right, and pink. There we go. Oh, I saw the XP drop. There's a little baby. Aww. These guys are the new baby models, are so adorable. They're just, oh, this makes me so happy. All right, here I am. So I have successfully bred the new baby axolotl mobs. That's the first of my aquatic mobs, and that makes me very happy. I'll probably come back later and breed some more. I might just need name tags for the ones I already have, because as I said, oh, I don't want to have my axe out there. As I said, if I feed the babies another golden dandelion, they will grow up into adults again. So I'm going to keep these guys in a little Peter Pan state for as long as I can, and just enjoy swimming around with them. Next, I'm going to go find some squid, and I've got to think about how I breed squid. Or I might just be able to find a squid baby. I'm going to go see what I can do. All right, next up, squid. Okay, I have found the new squid baby. Oh, you know, it's, oh man, I'm drowning. It's not always easy to make a squid cute. I mean, I always think squid are cute. That's just who I am. I'm gonna feed you a golden dandelion so that you don't ever grow up, so I can always come over here and see you swimming around. But I do, hang on. What the? You know, I haven't seen any drowned in like most of the time I've been underwater in this game, and now suddenly there's a drowned around. Actually, it's kind of cool. It means that maybe whatever glitch was causing them not to spawn is fixed. But aw, look at that, the little baby squid. And all right, this is cool. So now, oh, there's a turtle. There's a turtle. Now this one's going to be difficult because we need to get a turtle to breed, and that means we need to get 2 turtles, and we need to get them to lay eggs, and then we need to look after the eggs. And to be honest with you, I may not have time to do that in this episode. Let's go see if we can find a dolphin, and then maybe next time I can find a way to get a baby turtle. Well, I wasn't able to find a baby dolphin. I flew around for quite a while and I found some dolphins, but no baby dolphins in sight, unfortunately. So I'm up here with my baby pandas, consoling myself. And I think this episode we're going to have to make do with the baby axolotls, which were utterly adorable. And, oh, let me back up as this panda comes towards me. And with the baby squid, which was also very, very cute. I will work on the turtles in the future because I'd forgotten what a process it is to get baby turtles, and that you have to protect them and wait for the eggs to hatch and everything. And unfortunately, I just don't have time this week because I am going traveling. But I will definitely do that in the future because I want to see those new baby turtle models because they look absolutely adorable. But I also know I'm going to need to protect them, and I'm going to need to do that properly, or I'm going to feel really guilty if they get squished. Anyways, I am going to get started on my courtyard upgrades now. I got to work on the fountains in my courtyard because this is sort of meant to be one of the focal points of each courtyard. So as I mentioned, each one of these quadrants around my temple, each of these courtyards is themed around a season. This is the summer season. This was the fountain I already done. My cat is just meowing like crazy behind me. I'm gonna talk to somebody. Making this sort of. Yeah, do you want to tell me about it? Yeah? Do you want me to record my video? Yeah? You want me to record my video? This is what happens every time I sit down to record a video. Oh, you just want a belly rub, don't you? Yeah, you just want a belly rub. And this is why I put up with it. Okay, I'm gonna try this again. You gonna be quiet now, Ahsoka? She's gonna give it her best. This is the fountain that I had done originally for my summer quadrant. So this is the courtyard, and in this particular quarter of it, it's all themed to summer. So I've got a beautiful summer lily in this part of the fountain, and I was working on the iris for the spring fountain, and I was having challenges with it because of course it has 3 petals going up and 3 petals going down. And just trying to do the diagonal ones was kind of driving me completely bananas. But you know what? I think it actually turned out pretty well. I'm pretty happy with it. So this is my summer fountain. If we go over to the fall, just ignore Ahsoka in the background. Oh my God. She's like coming right up to the microphone to meow now. But you know what? I'm just going to power through it because otherwise I will never get this done. All right, so here's my fall fountain, and I chose a sunflower for the fall fountain because that is, of course, a very famous fall flower. And whenever I think of sunflowers, I think of fall. I tried a couple different iterations of this. I think this is the one I'm happiest with in the end. It's got a bit of life and depth to it, which I didn't quite achieve with some of my others, and it looks more circular, so I'm pretty happy with that one. And then my last fountain and my last flower is a winter rose, which is actually a member of the hellebore family, not actually a rose. So it's got 4 petals and it's got a bunch of little stamens in the middle, and I think overall I'm like super happy with how these worked out. I'm fighting with my cat right now, who is sitting on my desk and trying to there we go. Okay, she's been evicted. This is just one of those days. This is one of those days. All right, so here we have it. So now we can see that as we go around the temple, we have our different quadrants themed with their different colors and themed to the different seasons, and I'm actually super happy with the way these turned out. So the next step is going to be to fill in these big blank areas in between the fountains. So the idea was to have sort of market stalls in each of these areas, so that I can bring some of my villagers from my villager trading hall out here to bring, again, some more life and some more purpose to this area, because of course this temple is meant to be a center of the community, and it doesn't make sense to not have community members out here. So that's going to be my next step, is to start on the market stalls, and I think I should probably put my cat outside before I start that. So I have spent a bunch of time adding in some detail and some life and some stands to the area just outside here in the fall quadrant. I've realized that I won't have time to actually do the rest of the courtyards for this particular episode, just because I'm actually heading on a trip in a couple of days and I won't have the ability to edit and record those before I head off. But I wanted to show you this because I actually had so much fun doing this, and it's just one of my favorite things to really add all those details. So now when we walk out here, what's the first thing we see? We see a horse-drawn cart. that some farmers have used to bring their wares to market. And I've created these booths for my farmers. I brought them outside from my villager farm. So now these are free range farmers, but I can still trade with them. They still have the full range of trades. And you can see here that I've got signs up showing what each of the stands is selling. Of course, that's sort of dependent on what these guys trade. And I've got some cakes out on display. I decided to bring some natural foliage into these little booths and little stands just to make it a little bit more natural looking, blend in a little bit more with the vibe that I'm going for. And then we have a second stand over here. You can see these guys are selling more livestock related stuff and then some of the more large scale crops. So this is, I've got some cash registers here where they can check people out. I've got some mini blocks that I've put out to sort of show where they're storing stuff. And I'm just super happy with these guys. And of course, we have this sort of continuity here where they parked their cart over here and they brought their wares in. And then I actually went ahead and added sort of a traveling cart over here with my cartographers. So you can actually see that this one is being pulled by 2 llamas who are chilling over here because they're not pulling at the moment. And you can see here they've got a globe sitting out. They've got some of their wares on display. They've got some maps on display. And the cartographers are in here and can sell maps to people and sell banners. Thank goodness, because I'll be honest with you, it is insanely expensive to create these banners. I really wanted to put the banners up on the sides of the cart to make it look more like fabric coming off the cart. And so it took so much wool to do that. I had to go flying around finding so many brown sheep. I'm going to start my sheep farm next time. But I just didn't get a chance to do it this time. So yeah, this is my beautiful, lived in courtyard. I put some torch flower planters. You can see now that this is really cool that, I'd put these bridges in, both between the courtyards and then over towards my stables. And before they were just kind of sitting out there, and I've used these structures to really create flow to the space and to make sense on where they are and to direct people to walk over them. So yeah, and I went with the leaf litter again just to add that kind of lived in, dirty kind of look. I'm just honestly super happy. So now when I come out, I can see this beautiful space with all these villagers moving around and living in it. And you can see that compared to my other courtyards and my other space out here, that it just looks so much more interesting and so much more lively and just so much more lived in. So I'm really looking forward to completing the other courtyards. I kind of did this one. Each one of them I'm going to give a little bit of a color scheme to the different booths and carts that are going to be there. It's a little bit complementary to the season that they're in. Not necessarily completely, like I did use cyan as a sort of color for the cartographer's cart because I wanted something a little bit different. But yeah, I'm going to try and make it look a little bit more consistent. But yeah, I had so much fun, and I spent honestly so much time making these and making sort of all the details on them. So that's kind of why I ran out of a little bit of time for this particular episode, but I hope that you have enjoyed it. And next time I will definitely, next time I will definitely get the rest of this done. I think next week actually I am going to release my storage episode. I was talking about that last week, that I kind of had created an episode and I didn't upload it because I felt maybe it was a little bit boring. But you know what? I'm proud of it. I'm proud of the storage system I created, so I'm going to upload that one. But in the meantime, then after that, I will come back and I will finish off some of the outside. We'll do some of these detailing on this temple. We'll really make this look like a lived-in community space. And now, since it's getting dark, I'm going to say that I've been Zhemmie. I hope you've enjoyed this part of my midlife crisis, and I will see you all next time.